Alrighty. I finally recognize everyone in the box art. It's come a long way. I'm glad. I have spent a day doing research today and yesterday, basically. It's interesting. Being on a deadline is not fun, but I am making progress in getting this PAX panel all fun and done. Okay. So I need to load my file. Yes, this one. It loads instantly. Forgot about that. So we have 4 fragments left. I'm not sure if there's 15 or 16 chapters in this. I don't remember. The back button. Ready for more? Uh-oh, I'm glad. Also, you're here, like, right at the start. I guess I timed it out well. Okay. Lettuce and tomato. Let us begin. Okay, so what last happened is we had to rescue O3 from where she went. Her battery is still doing fucking terrible. Oh, also we're still O3. Finished dinner? Ah, nice. Okay. The 3 of us step into the shop's lobby. We've been completely quiet the entire way home. There, I felt so heavy I can hardly breathe. Figuratively, obviously. O1, at the front, stops in her tracks. O2 steps along with her, staying close but not moving even an inch in front of her. I linger behind the garage doorway, watching their backs anxiously, waiting for one of them to say or do something. But nope. It takes another second, but O1 looks over her shoulder back at me, turning her body only halfway. O2 doesn't move at all. Her eyes don't even tell me anything about how she's feeling. Even after all the show she put on a little while ago, she's gone back to this. A completely blank slate. Was Killier doing okay? Yes, I believe so. Lucy's going to look after them. That's good. Listen, I would like to hear all of what happened today. You said that Nova found you as your battery was dying. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Was that in the park? That was the last signal your tracking information sent out. Why did you go there? I thought we had an understanding you were not to leave home. Already back to this bullshit, huh? What? Who cares why I left? It makes no difference, right? It makes a difference to me. I need to know why, so I can... But you're gonna say the same thing, right? Harsher restrictions, more freedoms cropped off the list of safe activities or whatever. If you truly mean to leave and not return, that is a huge problem. You think I was gonna leave forever? I thought you might have had enough with me. And you still don't trust me at all. Why would I do that? Because... And why isn't O2 getting this kind of interrogation too, huh? Just a little pat on the head and everything's all fine and dandy with her. She left with permission too, right? That's different. She's stronger, right? More responsible, so a problem child. It's bullshit. Why don't you trust me? Why can't you rely on me? Because I can't. Why not? Because I just can't. Not when I put your life at stake. Because my life is worth so much to you, right? Well, it's completely worthless to me. If I can't even leave that stupid basement, then I might as well just die anyway, right? I didn't know. Yeah, well, there it is, I guess. I'm leaving. My battery's about to die again. Just leave me alone for a while. I move past the two of them heading straight for the basement. Owen is completely stopped responding to me. She doesn't even watch me with her eyes as I storm past her and out of sight. She's definitely stormed past her. Damn, what the fuck happened here? I think to investigate a little closer, but the basement door opens and O2 comes in after me. What do you want? I don't want anything. I live here too, you know. Whatever, leave me alone. Where else am I supposed to go? I don't know. Hell. Hell is for humans. Even if it does exist, we aren't going there. Wow, so edgy. Shut up. Normally, I would love to give her a lot more shit after a day like today, but I'm just so exhausted. I pop my pod open, which is empty, unlike usual. I didn't even bother doing my arm switching trick this time. I wanted Owen to know what I was doing. It just didn't turn out the way I planned. With a little sigh, I lift myself up into my pod, and when I'm turned around, I catch a glance of O2 reattaching her own arm. Ha, you copied my trick. I couldn't think of anything better. Damn, you guys take that as a compliment, huh? Does it mean you acknowledge me as a genius? Are you admitting defeat? That's all I can muster. I'm serious about needing to rest my brain, so if O2 isn't going to play along, I'll just wait. She interrupts me just before I lean back. Sitting up, I turn my head to her, standing at the foot of her own pod. What? You're not gonna apologize or something, are you? That'd be gross. You lied. You told O1 that I came to find you. Why did you say that? Are you saying that really wasn't it? A tiny part of me wanted to believe you came to your little sister's rescue despite all the under-educators. Guess the truth isn't so kind. Why did you come then? And how did you know where to go anyway? O1 figuring it out was one thing, since having a genius brain is her whole thing, but what led you there? Well, whatever, it doesn't actually matter to me. You aren't answering my question. Maybe I just thought it was nice that you had the potential to stop kissing O1's ass and go behind her back with something. Maybe I felt a little bit of kinship with you. For once. I approve of that kind of thing, so I let it slide this time. That doesn't make any sense. Well, not much has lately. And besides, I may not know the exact reason you really showed up, but if you went through the trouble of hiding your arm, it's something O1 can't know about, right? This is a brand new portrait. She's been distraught before, but like, she's never been like distraught before. Also, hi, Irvin. Welcome. Yeah. Okay. And if you, of all people, went to the trouble of disobeying her, it's probably pretty important, huh? She'll probably leave it alone because I covered for you. Of course, she must have to get suspicious if I say otherwise, so you're blackmailing me. Oh, shut up. You don't get to take the moral high ground. You're the one who started this. Everything would have been fine if you let me do as I wanted. Everything would have been fine if you calmed down and done as O1 told you. Alright, I take back what I said. You're definitely still her special little girl. I'm going to sleep. Tell O4 I'm okay, but exhausted and need to be alone. Will you? I'm sure they've been worried about both of us. Tell them that yourself. Maybe another time. I don't want to share a genuine moment of love with them while you're watching. Gross. Please charge, you are right there. It's rough out here being O3. Unless you're willing to let me talk to them alone. Yep, I figured. Well, good night. Damn. She watches me with my pod hatch shuts, closing her off from me. She didn't say another word. I'm finally alone. I am so tired. I really, really am exhausted. It's time to log onto the server, lay beneath my favorite tree, feel the virtual wind through my virtual hair, and just Your Highness! What? As soon as I appear, Violet is standing right above me looking deeply concerned. I'd completely forgotten about her. You've returned. I'm so relieved you're safe. Yep. Sorry, didn't mean to worry ya. I'm safe though, so... Does Miss Unit 1 know about this? Yeah, of course. She's the one who can bring me back. Look, she can tell you all about it when she logs on since I'm exhausted, so I'm just gonna... I apologize, Your Highness. Huh? I was responsible for your safekeeping. It was under my watch that this all happened. I apologize for my negligence. No, it's fine. Getting away from you was the point. You made it pretty difficult. She continues bowing at me. I look away uncomfortably. Anyway, I'm gonna get some rest. Of course. Please sleep well. She disappears after saying that. It's not like Violet feels things like the rest of us do, but it still makes me feel bad when she sounds so guilty. I'm sorry for doing that, Violet. With that in mind, I shut my eyes once more and finally go to sleep. For how long, I don't even care. Rotate. Black. Yep. It's not Lucy's time yet. She's sitting under her virtual tree in the sky. Her bed. Some time has passed since the others left her. Just a bit more than 1 hour. A bit more than 1 hour of solitude. Outside the building, she sits on the hard pavement, her back up against the brick wall. Her head sometimes angled down at her feet, and other times at the dark sky above her. Sitting like this in complete silence for just more than an hour. Perhaps the longest she spent so inactive in all of her memory. At least, inactive by her new standards. Because she cannot even grab hold of a single thought to reflect on in all of that time. Memories flow in and out of her mind. Words, phrases, sentences, gestures, faces, all of it playing on repeat, flashing before her again and again and again. But none of it properly settles into her thoughts. It all flows in and out and back in again, slipping between her fingers each time. All of it only linked by a single question, playing itself between each one like a burst of static. What am I supposed to do? Only just now does that static linger, drowning out all the other noise from the stream. She listens to it intently as it sings its spell to her. What am I meant for? What good am I at this point? To fail again and again at the one thing I was built to do. They really would be better off without me, wouldn't they? And yet I have the audacity to claim I know what is best. 01? I'm such an incompetent and wretched fool. Hey, 01. So completely and utterly... Can you hear me? Is that Lucy? Those words snap her to attention. She looks up at the sky again and then plays at the stars. It is. Hey, are you okay? Lucy. Lucy, why are you here? She offers her hands to 01, who tentatively takes it and allows Lucy to help her to her feet. Oof, I forgot you're so heavy. Sorry, I'm pretty dense. Yes, I know. Please don't say anything. I wasn't going to. What are you doing here? Is everything alright? Yeah, it's fine. Kelly woke up. They were still a little delirious, but we got their blood on the right track again. They'll be okay. They're resting in bed right now. I see. Did they tell you what happened? I didn't push for answers. I'll talk to them about it later. I see. Alright. What are you doing out here? You were looking really zoned out just now. Was I? I'm just O3 wanted some space, so I'm sitting out of the basement for a little while. Doesn't sound like it went too well. I didn't even get to the part where I could go easy on her. She got upset as soon as I started asking questions. I'm sorry, it's late and getting colder. Do you want to step inside? No, this is okay. I don't mind. She turns her back to the building and leans up against the wall. Owen follows her lead. The both of them look up at the sky simultaneously. A hush falls over them as they do. But you know Owen's mind is already quieted down, compared to a few moments ago. Like a storm had finally passed. Are you doing okay? But the waters remain unsteady. I have no idea. Too much has happened, even just today. Even putting aside everything with O2 and O3, are you talking about that girl, Bellatrix? Yes. It's hard to believe that all of this was a coincidence. For another android, even remotely similar to us, to exist in the same city, and to encounter her under these circumstances. Plus, the VT and Industries insignia on those papers in that weird clinic, and Nova. For him to have bought out the store, tossing a large sum of money in our laps when we both most needed it, it's all too strange. Yeah, I see what you mean. Were it that I could focus all my attention on that mystery. Did the two of you get into a fight? I suppose you could call it that. She was very upset with me at any rate. I figured as much. Do you want to talk about it? I guess there's no point in holding back now that you know our secret. Yeah. There's no need to hide anything from me, even if it's something you want to share. I've made my choice. I'm here with you no matter what, okay? Okay. After all you've done for us, I owe you that much at least. It's really nothing. I can't just mind my own business, that's all. Rain is really coming down. Oh, really? Oh my gosh. I thought you were saying it was raining, like if you can hear it with the microphone, and I'm like, what? It's not raining here. Yeah. I just can't mind my own business, that's all. I like that about you. More than anything, I feel furious with myself. With yourself? You couldn't have stopped all this from happening. Today's events were more than some freak incident. They're a direct result of everything that's happened the past few months. All this time, I've tried to keep her safe by holding her down, by locking her in a cage. And even if I lightened the restrictions somewhat, I've only increased the size of that cage. Not telling her why, and expecting her to simply accept that, was unreasonable of me. But it's not something you could have told her. If you had, she would have been hurt even more. Maybe. But I'm not sure that's as bad of a thing as it feels like. She told me earlier today that I have no trust in her, that I don't have the ability to rely on her. And she was right. All this time, I thought of her as so weak and so frail. I thought that knowing the truth would damage her beyond repair, that she wouldn't be able to handle it. That's what I told myself. In the end, it was my own cowardice, my own selfishness, that brought me to those conclusions. She's been soldering so much on her own, and yet, she continues to struggle against me. She pushes herself to her own limits to follow her own heart. And ultimately, it is not the place of someone like me, who has no heart, to deny her that. You have a heart. Nobody without a heart could be saying the things you're saying right now. Nobody without a heart would be beating themselves up so hard after this. Do you really think so? I was only programmed to have concerns for their well-being. It makes sense that a heartless robot like me would feel so defeated at her own failure. Yeah, even then. We're all programmed in our own ways. It doesn't make any difference to me the nature of that programming. What matters is that what you're feeling right now, that's real. Thank you, Lucy. Though it does not make me feel any less like a coward, I have not told her this, but the passion she has for discovering new things, for participating in the world around her, for fighting back against this unfair hand we've been dealt, no matter how hard it is. She's taught me a lot, and she's given me a sense of hope. Hope. Regardless of myself, I want her to succeed. I want to give her everything she could ever want. All of us. We were made for very specific purposes, and I'm not convinced we were ever capable of fulfilling those purposes, of meeting our creator's expectations. But still, I am bound by my programming. I can only move outside of it so far. In O3, right now, she is the same. She was designed to interface with humans, to empathize and feel on a level the rest of us don't, to truly engage with humanity on a deeper level than I ever could. I want to see that. I want so badly for her to realize that potential, and to break out of the limitations of her programming like only she can. And yet, I'm the one who crushes her spirit again and again for some meaningless sense of duty I have. If even she were to lose hope, then where could I find it for myself? How could I ever believe in a decent life for me? In the end, all I am is selfish and afraid. Of course, she can never trust someone like me to protect her. I've only made her life miserable. I can hide behind as many excuses as I like, but it will never change the reality that I am a total failure. To her and to everyone and to everything, I am completely and utterly Hug. Aww. You're being way, way too hard on yourself. The responsibility of everyone's lives was placed on you without your say, and without anyone else to back you up. Of course it would be difficult, and of course you would stumble. There's nothing selfish about trying to protect someone. You love her, right? So of course you would try your best. Of course you want to see her smile. Of course you don't want to see her hurt. You're trying so hard to take all of this on by yourself, and I'm sure that's why she feels the same way you do. She wants to help you. She wants to protect you. She doesn't want you to hurt like this. I don't want her to hurt. I don't want any of us to hurt. But even just surviving feels so difficult. I can't even imagine a future where the pain is gone. I'm so useless. No, you're not. I am. I'm completely useless. Lucy holds her tighter and closer as Unit 01 trembles in her arms. They stop talking, because if they tried, they would only repeat the same things they've already said, over and over and over. All they can do is hold each other in silence, soaking their hearts in one another's pain, until all those feelings have washed themselves away. Spinny, spinny, red. It's not red, it's like a pinkish red. It's a complicated word to describe. Maybe if I were a robot, I would have the knowledge in my database. O1 and I hug each other for what feels like a really long time. In reality, it probably wasn't much more than 10 minutes, but it felt like an hour at least. We probably would have kept going for a lot longer, if not for the sudden feeling of water drops landing above our head. It comes quickly, and we both pull each other away at the same time. Without asking, we agree to step back into the shop before it starts pouring even harder. Wow, immersion, I know. I just realized probably part of why there's curtains on the windows is to cover the fact that like the scene is used during daytime and nighttime moments. Because whenever I see this scene, I think daytime, probably because of like the sunlight from the right. But it's mostly still appropriate at night, because of the curtains. The curtains doing their job. That was quick. I didn't notice any rain clouds rolling in. Me neither. Say, is rain a problem for you all? Would it, I don't know, damage you somehow? No. For the most part, we'll be fine. We're sealed tightly enough at our joints to prevent water from getting into our sensitive parts. I can't say I particularly like getting wet, though. I see. Anyway, I apologize for all of that. It all came over me rather suddenly. I don't like the rain clouds, maybe. That's funny. I suppose so. Well, how do you feel now? Any better? I wouldn't say better, but my head feels somewhat clearer. That's good. Find anything helpful on there now that it's less foggy? You've mentioned before that you left your parents behind because they mistreated you. Yeah. I keep thinking about that. We don't have parents in the traditional sense, but we were certainly created by someone who isn't here anymore. I want to know what happened to them, whether they're still alive out there somewhere, whether they ever think of us and miss us. If there was something I or any of us did to drive them away, I'd like to apologize, to make it up to them somehow, and prove our worth to them. But is that selfish of me? If our creators left us behind for some reason, that's their decision, right? It's not my place to reach out and find them, is it? That's not... And not just them. If O3 has said it on her own terms that I'm not fit to raise her, then it's her right to leave, isn't it? Regardless of what happens next? Isn't that the same thing? Haven't I caused her enough pain that she can make that decision for herself? Would it be right of me to force her to stay? That's completely different. You aren't her parent. You're her sister, right? Yes, but those labels are arbitrary since we're not... It's arbitrary no matter what. I didn't choose to be born to my parents. And my parents didn't choose me as their child. It just sort of happened that way. The same for you all. You didn't choose to be born. You didn't choose the circumstances of your birth. To be responsible for each other without your creator that'll raise you. I may not feel this way, but you don't owe anything to O3. Not in the same way that a parent who decides to raise a child owes anything to them. You were both brought into the situation without any say to it. And regardless of what you feel your duty is, you made a choice to do the best for her sake. Hi Shannon, it's something for the raid. Hi y'all. We are reading robots. Wow, raid, I know. Sheep raid. I love sheeps. Bah. I was walking down the street the other day and there was this I was walking down the street and I could have swore I heard like a sheep in one of these like front yards. I couldn't see it, but I was getting real sheep vibes. And I'm just thinking about that now. Hey Horrible, hey Duty Mouse. 5G jab. Good luck with that. Yeah, hopefully your arm and the rest of you don't feel too worn out after it. For me, it was just a little bit of arm soreness for like a couple hours and that was it. Yeah. Give me 1 second. I like this song. One second. I'm busy doing hot girl shot right now. Momentarily. Okay. You... The hot girl's right there in the game. That's true. Caution. Get some caution tape on my walls. Okay. Yeah, hi 11th. We've just started about 20 minutes ago, so... did not miss much. Okay. You were both brought into the situation without any say in it, and regardless of what you feel your duty is, you made the right choice. You made the choice to do your best for her sake. It's true that if she really wants to leave, she can do that, even if it puts her in danger. If the pain you've caused her is actually that bad, but I don't think it is. Do you know what she actually ran away today? Because of my ineptitude, right? Well, not exactly. This might be something better to hear from her, but I'll at least say one thing. She went looking for a job today, to support you financially. She... What? Killia showed me this earlier. Part of why I came to check on you was to show you this. She tried to drop off an application at the place Killia works. She overheated and died, or her battery died before she could make it home. She wants to help you, O1. That's all she's ever wanted. But you never accepted it. You rejecting her offer is probably as painful for her as it is for you to let her down, don't you think? I can see how badly everything has hurt you, and how badly it's hurt her, too. You're not alone in this, L1. As long as you both want to care for each other, you're in this together as family, right? I see your point. It's, as I said before, I've stubbornly refused to put even a little bit of faith into her. It's by sheer coincidence that I am Unit 01, and apparently have some degree of authority over her, so if fate had reversed our roles, I'd probably be feeling the same as her. I really am foolish to have seen that earlier. I don't think you're foolish, not for this anyway. You've been put into a terrible situation, made to be the older sister who takes care of everyone when you don't have any help of your own. But you started realizing that on your own. That's why you brought me into this, right? Everyone has strengths and weaknesses. You have a lot of strengths, but, no offense, your weaknesses are super obvious. No arguments from me. And she has weaknesses too. But, if you pay attention and give her the opportunity, you'll see her strengths shine brighter than anything else. For example, while you struggle with understanding human society, that's something she's really gifted at. She's so curious and earnest about her interests, it's hard not to love her. Even Killia fell for her magic spell, and they hate just about everyone. I think that speaks to how much you and O3 have in common as well. Huh? You're right. My weaknesses are apparent. It shows itself in the sort of people whose support I most need. The two of you fill in all the spots I'm missing. Well, that's good. There's something I want to do for O3, to show her that I trust her. I don't know if I can tell her the truth of her body just yet, but for now, I would like to accept her help. I'm sure that'll make her really, really happy. Of course, I don't think her getting a job somewhere else is the best idea, but I'll help you all figure it out. It's the least I could do for putting her in danger again and again. Danger? Yeah. I mean, we went behind your back to see the cafe over and over, so... Over and over? She doesn't know. Love in my hair. Thank you, Dudimas. I've been started shooting my hair again, and I'm real happy with it. My cat looks like he's about to knock over a bunch of stuff on my dresser, I swear to God. Oh my gosh. Yeah? You took her there more than once. Yeah? You didn't know about that? Her hiding her arm in various places so that we could sneak back to Elder Street? I didn't know about that part. Oh, well, shit. It's fine. It doesn't make much difference. I did notice the way her tracking information would stop updating from the time you were out, but I just assumed that was, well, never mind. What did you assume? Nothing. No, you have to tell me now. Well, I just figured if the two of you were seeking some degree of privacy on your dates to do whatever things you might do alone, what did you think we were doing? I won't elaborate any further. Glad we have your bossing at least. I didn't say that. Anyway, getting back to an earlier point, I don't think it's wrong to want to know who created you, especially in your case when they might have valid information about your bodies. I think you have a right to hear from them why you were made and how you're supposed to continue existing. So, as long as I'm with you, I'll help you, okay? We'll definitely find them, whatever it takes. Thank you, Lucy. I want very badly to find them, so... The emission of that one thing seemed to choke her up somewhat, and she turns away from me. I reach out to touch her shoulder. It's okay, I understand. That's all I wanted to say. I should probably get back home so you can do all your night stuff. I do have a particularly large amount of night stuff to do this evening. Thank you, as always, Lucy, for your insight, patience, and care. It's all I'm good for! Don't say something like that again. Sorry, bad habit. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Yeah. Before you go, what is it? Are you... Never mind. Some other time. Okay, take care, Owen. Bye, Lucy. That's concerning. I am assuming she's running out of money to pay her, or running out of, like, money in her cushion of money that is, like, allocatable to give away to human. Sure, her Tifa looks familiar. Yeah, I saw this earlier and I... It's interesting. I'll say that. Okay. Owen does not give Lucy her blessing to kiss Elthir because Owen wants Lucy to kiss her instead. I'm so glad I read the room like correctly when she was just like, oh, I figured y'all were just doing... When she was like, oh, I figured if y'all were staying in the same place for several hours, it was because... And when she said that, my first thought was like, oh, I know exactly what she's thinking. And, it's good. Me and Owen wave at each other as I step out the door. I sigh when I feel the cold air in my face. It started pouring down even harder in the short while we were inside. As soon as I step out, it comes down really hard on top of me. But for a moment, I just stand there, with zero urgency. I look up at the dark sky, completely shrouded in clouds and rain. My face gets soaked, my hair matted down with water after barely any time. This is it then, huh? I've committed. This is the path my life is taking, no matter what I do from here on out. I'm tired. I'm still thinking about the Tifa that has the same hair as you with different bang direction. Everyone is talking about it apparently. I don't really see it except for the third image, but like... it's interesting. I think the hair is basically identical in the third image, but the face is like not me, because she's Tifa. But yeah. The hair is like very, very identical in the third image especially. Actually the second image I see it too. The first image I'm not sure, but yeah, the second and third is like that is the key here. It's good. You can kind of see it. What is even the context? Where does it come from? It's an edit based off fan art from the other day. Ah. What is this tweet? Ah. Interesting. The fucking reply. There's a not safe for work version of this on my alts. Of course there is. Tifa appreciation goes deep. Just a little bit of boob. Much more than me, that's for sure. Of your light driver's license. The most sexualized video game character? What do you mean by that regard? Lara Croft. Oh god, triangles. Giant triangles. We fit trainer parentheses female. The reboot was a fluke. She looks really pretty in the reboot. Like her hair is like just Pyra. Pyra. Just the word Pyra. FF7 is a cash cow. Shout out to the FF7 Battle Royale with like the horrible beta, or like the beta just had horrible feedback apparently. Hey August, what's up? We are not texting people on Tinder, and we're instead reading a visual novel. So we are now at 3. The next time I wake up, it's in the real world. Ever Crisis, I don't know, summer 2022. Something like that. Did you miss anything? So far we've just been like recuperating from the fallout of what happened yesterday. So the story at the moment is just like they got home, O3 started got kind of angry at O1. O1 broke down when Lucy got there, and O1 wants to sort of give O3 some more freedom and trust her a little more. O3's real name. Yeah, we don't know O3's chosen name yet. Also, O1 was told by Lucy that they were like sneaking out to the coffee place over and over again. And O1 didn't know that, but Lucy assumed she did. And so Lucy sort of explained it a little bit. And because of how they would leave her arm in like some boring place and then go to the cafe, Lucy asked, like, what did you think of how the tracking data just, showed her standing in the same place for several hours? And Owen thought they were fucking or something. Like, Owen assumed the reason that her body wasn't physically moving for hours because they were just doing romanticisms, which is very funny. Which is like honestly the only like logical conclusion I guess you can really come to, I guess. But like hours, but like I guess it's not she's gonna take a nap in the park really. So I mean, sure. My pod hatch slowly opens up, revealing the fully lit basement ceiling. My vision, slowly restabilizing, focuses on the person standing above me. One is awake at 3 a.m. Take a nap in the park. That was an unintended. That was a glitch. That was a bug. I sit up once I feel able to. My system spinning back up one by one. Morning. What time is it? It is about 3 a.m. on Monday morning. Damn, that early? No wonder I'm still so tired. I apologize. I don't mean to keep you awake for long if you don't wish to be. What's up? Something wrong? No. She looks away from me, chewing on what she wants to say. I don't have the energy to press her and spitting it out, but thankfully I don't have to. It's almost the time of the day I remember my regular diagnostics on you all. Ah. I get it. Time to face the music, right? See what the damage is? If you want to put it that way... Well, what am I awake for then? I can get back to sleep so you can check my junk in peace. Is that what you want? To sleep through it? I don't know. An awkward silence. Neither of us is looking at the other anymore. She didn't seem like her usual self. I know a lot happened, but what am I supposed to do with this sheepishness? Hey, before all of that, can I ask you something? Yes. What are you feeling right now? What am I feeling? Yeah. I just want to know what's on your mind. I am feeling uncertain. About? Those things. Give me one. I am unsure how you are feeling. Wow, what a cop-out. I'm being serious. Really? I thought it'd be obvious how I'm feeling. Well, if you need it spelled out, I'm feeling a lot of ways. Frankly, I'm still pissed off at you. But I'm also tired of feeling pissed off. I used all my anger juice in the past few days. So, I don't know. I guess I'm feeling empty. I see. You gotta check me, right? Then, lead the way. I'll stay up for it. You will? Yeah. I'll go back to sleep after. Okay. Then, are you alright standing? After quickly disconnecting myself, I make a humble little show of hopping on my pod and stretching my legs. Yep, all good to go. She nods, and I follow her off with her into the basement. It takes longer than usual. Her legs seem to move more slowly, or maybe her stride is shorter. I can't really tell. I stare at the back of her head. I've never really watched her so closely from behind like this. Sometimes it feels she can see 360 degrees around her, that nothing can be out of her sight. But she doesn't react at all, no matter how closely I stare. Has she always walked this slowly? She helps me up onto the disassembly table. I lay flat on my back and stare up at the ceiling as she walks to her work monitor to set things up. I turn my head towards her, again only catching the back of her head. She stands at a raised keyboard, typing inputs quickly, and the screen display flashes quickly through a bunch of stuff I don't really understand. Why don't you have a chair? I don't need one. Well, sure, but I've seen lots of unused chairs around here. That desk lowers, right? Why not set it up like that? It takes longer to move between a chair and the table. Yes, so... She turns back towards the table and, as always, stands directly over me. I'm going to start then. Yeah. I can tell she hesitates for a second, but she closes her eyes and sighs silently and puts her hand on my chest. I'm turning your motor systems off. Okay. My body relaxes itself onto the flat metal as soon as she does. I never realized how tensed up I am until it's taken away from me like that. Even my face, which I thought I kept real cool, resets to its factory setting. Just a blank expression that I never have otherwise. I'm going to disassemble your chest this time. Like, all the way? Yes. I wanted to avoid it, considering the delicacy of these components, but I will take my time. There's nothing to worry about. Alright. She nods down to me and moves her hands to start detaching my arms. I can't see, but I feel the metal plating from around my shoulders get detached and pulled off piece by piece. Owen always tells me it's unsafe to pop my arm out of my socket with force. There's this whole process here we're supposed to go through to get it off safely. It's just such a pain in the ass. But it's fine. She's gotta do things by the book. I don't mind waiting too much. She told me she could shut me down for this anyways. I told her I wanted to be here, so I can't complain. Why did I say that anyways? What am I getting out of this? Hey, Cess. Yes, what is it? Can I watch? Watch. I want to watch you do it. Can you stand my head upright? With what? I don't know. My clothes is sitting over there. Alright. Her hands reach behind my head and gently lift me up, cradling my head in her arms. She carefully positions my sweater down on the head of the table, thoughtfully considering how my head will rest in it, and places me down in the center of it. She adjusts the sweater a little bit to make sure I don't topple over. How was that? It's fine. It's good. Thanks. You're welcome. She looks back to my body, seeming to hesitate. She looks at me again. I'm going to keep going. Okay. There's suddenly this weird feeling in the air. I don't know how to explain it. I've never actually seen her do this to me. Not like this. It's maybe the first time I've been thankful my face can't move. I don't want her to see the stupid, embarrassing expression I would be making. Well, go ahead then, stop staring. Right. She shakes her head to focus back up and continues slowly moving my limbs. I don't want to say anything. I watch her in silence for the longest time. She gathers my arms and legs together and sets them to the side. That just leaves my whole torso. She flips it onto its back. My back? Her back? God, this is weird. It's my back. A lot of my outer plating in my arms and legs pops up pretty easily if you stick your finger in the right place. But since my chest and head hold all the most important stuff, they're a bit more complicated. There are tiny, tiny screws you need a special screwdriver for. It's like a matchstick or something. Owen keeps it in a special toolbox so it doesn't get lost. One time, I tried using it while Owen is out, and I could barely even hold it right. I nearly broke the damn thing. But she uses it so easily. I watch her pull out the screws from my back one by one, setting them in a small tray. My outer plating is basically my skin. Each separate piece has nerve receptors all across its surface. That's what allowed me to feel touch and warmth and stuff like that. Even now, after it's been detached from me, I can still feel it. As she moves my torso around and unscrews various pieces from it, for the most part, I can still feel all of it. The way her hands gently but confidently handle my body. So even completely separated from it, it still feels like my body. Even the parts that don't have nerves, like the screws. Once they're gone, I feel their absence. I feel the spot in my arms where they usually rest. I try to think about this sort of junk every now and then, but it just makes my head hurt. It doesn't really matter. Once Owen puts it all back together, it'll be as me as it's always been. Once all the orange and white pieces are removed and organized neatly to the side, the inside of my chassis is mostly black and dark gray. All of my inner parts. This might be the first time I've seen them. I want to reach down and touch it all, feel the shapes and temperature of it all. Maybe some other time. She places her palm in the center of my chest and turns her eyes towards me all of a sudden. What? I need to look at your EI core. My core? Alright, sure. Go ahead then. What? Is something wrong? No. No, it's nothing. With my chassis facing upward again, she puts her hand under the backside of my chest screen and unscrews something. The monitor detaches from my body except for an alarmingly thin wire connecting it. She gently sets it aside and clicks a small button near where my sternum would be. As soon as she does, several pieces of hard metal resembling a claw, or maybe some kind of man-eating plant, unfurl from the center, like they were clutching something. Right in the center, slowly revealing itself, a bright orange light shines onto my face. More delicately than anything, O1 reaches inside the cavity and lifts it out. A small, ornate glass ball, decorated with thin cracks across its surface, shining that orange light from inside of it. It almost looks like a glass ornament, with a single red thread connecting it to my body. Owen held it between her thumb and forefinger, slowly turning it to look around at all angles. This is the first time I've seen it. My EI core. I don't really know the specifics, but this core is something like our hearts, or maybe our soul. The scariest part is, despite it being attached from my head, and I've never noticed it before, but I can feel it. I can feel O1's fingers gingerly holding it up. I can feel how hot it is against her skin. Have I always been able to feel it? Why does it feel so... Hey, O1. It seems like I caught her a little off guard. All of her focus was pouring into this tiny little fragile ball. Why can we feel pain? We have thousands of small nervous receptors all throughout our body which respond to stimuli in various ways. So when... No, I get that much. Then what do you mean? Well, like, somebody made us like that, right? So, why? She looks back to my core, eyes glazed over in their usual way. I cannot say for sure. I only know the original project pitches for each of us. But animal is evolved to feel pain so that they know when something is wrong with their body. Without that, I imagine most living beings would have died off long ago. I guess that makes sense for animals, but we're different, right? Why don't they just program a beeping noise when our bodies are in danger or something? I don't know. Perhaps it wouldn't be reliable enough. Or perhaps they wanted us to be like them. Well, they missed a bunch of shit, that's what they were aiming for. Idiots. Clowns. What? It's nothing. The people who built us are long gone. We may never know the truth behind their decisions. But I will do whatever it takes to keep them from hurting you any further. What the hell? What are you saying? Just thinking aloud, I suppose. I'm sorry to say something so weird. It's fine. Again, right now, I am so thankful my face is stuck like this. And that's that. Lucy. The following Monday. As soon as I step inside, Owen is waiting in the center of the empty lobby, staring directly at me. She calls my name before I can even notice how unusual that is. Hey, good morning. Good morning. How's Kelly doing? They're doing okay. Karina and I bullied them into staying home from work today, so they're gonna keep resting up. Seems like it was a concussion. They've got a really nasty lump on their head, but nothing that should last too long. That's a relief. A huge relief. What about you? How are you doing? Better than previous Mondays for sure. I guess I'm still a little tired from yesterday, but what can you do? Yes, I understand. I'm a little weary myself. I suppose I can just say it outright, can't I? My battery didn't finish charging. Do you need to rest some more? No, I'll be fine. It was only because I got to bed late and woke up early. Well, you know your limits better than I do. Just get your full rest tonight, okay? I will, don't worry. I'm glad you're here, Lucy. Did you think I wouldn't come back? One could hardly blame me after all the stress I've put you through. But no, that's not it. I, took your advice. You're gonna have to be more specific. During my maintenance of O3 last night, I woke her up and we talked while I worked on her. About a lot of things. And, well, I guess I understand her feelings a little better now. That's good to hear. Was she still upset? Yes, but I'm fine with that. She still gave me the chance to come clean and was candid with her answers to my own questions, so sounds like a great start. Yes, I thought so too. But if all I'm willing to put forth is words, then I don't believe that will solve anything. We'll be ensnared in the same vicious cycle as before, and any amount of words would be useless. So, here, I'll show you. A concussion? Yeah, I'm surprised. Suspiciously faced like O2's fist. Yeah, I mean, that explains the like suspiciously like. I mean, the circumstances where O2 just found, you know, them unconscious. I'm sure. Seems too convenient. O1 leads me over to the other corner of the room and steps in front of a set of double doors. Wait, how long has this been here? The entire time? This door wasn't even blocked off, Lucy. I guess I just didn't notice it. You're so observant about some things and so oblivious about others. Yeah, that's a fair assessment. What's in here though? Well, I pored over everything she said to me and everything he told me about her feelings to try to come up with the most significant single action I could take to show her that I want things to change. And the thing that rose to the top was, well, you remember that she submitted a resume to Elder Street, right? She's wanted to help, and I wanted to finally give her that chance. So, Owen opens the door and gestures for me to peek inside. She reaches in to flip a light switch, and oh, yeah, I get it. I know what she means. So, you're really gonna let her? I do think the idea has potential. In terms of the shop, we ought to start moving in some direction, so this seemed... Yeah, I got you. I think it makes a lot of sense. And, well, I thought she might enjoy being surprised with a gift like this, too. Yeah, I bet she will. This is a great idea. I'm sure it'll make her really happy. Of course, a lot of work must be done to get it ready. I've scheduled for her to continue charging until tomorrow afternoon, so would you help me? Yeah, of course, just tell me what to do and consider it done. Thank you, Lucy. Let's show her just how much we believe in her. Yeah! This is so cute. That empty space inside of you. It's filling up, isn't it, Owen? University sweater. I think it's a favorite of mine too. It's just really good. Beep, 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 beep. I don't think any tips are updated. I keep like not reading it when it says like it doesn't say it. Okay. We're in the bottom row now. Ooh. Yeah, the suffering ones are from earlier in the story. So, how did it go? No, I wasn't able to hear most of it. Green arrow. Yeah. My senses were already occupied, so I guess I can't. Yeah, I don't really need to know the details. So, what happened with O3 earlier? Did you... I see. So she didn't find some kind of workaround at least. That's good. She seemed in bad shape, so I guess your plan is working, but... Are you sure Owen will go through with it when the time comes? I don't know. I'm just worried. If it gets really bad, there might be no coming back for her. Can't you just force it to happen right now? We can cut it off. Call it an accident. Right, okay, never mind then. Sorry. Sorry, I'm getting emotional again. Yeah, it's okay, I know you're... Okay. I'll try to remember that. Thank you for keeping my thoughts straight. I'd probably be completely useless without you. And who knows what else would have happened by now. You're the only reason we're still alive. Damn, she is big simping for Nova right now. Wait. Wait. Oh, wait. I want to reread the whole thing again. Okay, wait. Oh, 402 talking? Oh. Didn't find some kind of workaround. What does that mean? Plan is working. I wouldn't say that every visual novel has player choices. I think that any visual novel without, like, unless it's trying to be sort of, how do I word it? Things like Ace Attorney or something with a mystery aspect, like, you know, Famicom Detective Club or something like that, where it's like you're going around doing things is another thing. But in terms of straight text visual novels with little to no gameplay, I think there's not going to be any choices unless they're romance focused, like Clannad or something. Like Higurashi and, you know, something another indie like Butterfly Soup or something. Those don't really have choices. Now, I wouldn't really consider having choices of what to do like a defining trait of a visual novel. And that's also not something I really prefer. Like, when I play Danganronpa, those games are so time intensive to stream. I think it took me 55 hours to get through Danganronpa V3 because that visual novel, that game is so dense. And it's basically split into two chunks. The gameplay chunk when you're doing court sessions, which is half of the game, and the other half is just straight like walking around talking to people. And I prefer that walking around talking to people segment a lot more than the gameplay. where it's the court scenes because they're stressful and like very long paced or long winded. I think I prefer lesser gameplay in my VNs. But I don't know. I think I just don't really mind either way for the most part. I think it's something. I think it's one of the weird things, Shannon, is that the court scenes in the third Danganronpa game are just really long. Like they were like 3 hours each in Danganronpa 3, but in the other games there was like 2 hours each, and like I think that's what I'm thinking of mostly. They are pretty long though, no matter what, but they just made them super long in the final game. Okay, give me a moment to do hot girl shit. Which version? Yeah, Necrobrace is really, really good. I've been wanting to play it, but I haven't had the time for it. Okay. Doctor's Effect. I'm really surprised that made it to Switch, because I have like 4 games on my PS4, and I kind of felt compelled to use my PS4 for a little more than I was otherwise, because like, oh, this is a really cool game, and it's only on PS4, and now it's on Xbox and Epic, and it's coming to the Switch, and I'm like, damn. Waiting for Steam. It's on Game Pass. Yeah, it's really interesting how it was just like a huge thing, like really awesome trippy game. You can have a wonderful experience on your PS4 with the shitty PS4 VR thing. You can have a wonderful time. Also, fuck it, we're on PC now. Also, fuck it, now it's got multiplayer on Xbox. Also, fuck it, we're on Switch now. It feels like it's interesting how just like it felt like super tied to Sony with the whole like VR thing, and now it's just everywhere. It's very funny. Xbox One, Billy, please put a game on us. Yeah, I wonder how that all went down. Also, I was surprised that Cyberpunk Bomb Rush, or whatever it's called, that game is Switch exclusive for a week, which I find shocking, because I don't think a single game has had that before. Switch exclusive for a week. Like, yeah, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. Yeah, that shit. Like, how do those contracts work? Like, sure, well, Like, the leaked documents from Monster Hunter Rise show how Capcom was going to be given more money or less money depending on how long it was exclusive. Like, something like $2 million for 6 months or $1.5 million for 3 months, etc., etc. So, like, you know, the duration matters. So I'm just like, I almost wonder if there was like not even any exchange of money at all or something. I don't know. DLC or mods. Love Girl number 11. She's good. Okay. I think this is the second to last chapter, but I'm not positive. Oh, let me save. I like the sounds in this. Okay. Third to last. I think there's a menu I saw before that. Well, we'll see. Okay. Oh, we're 3. Oh, 3. We're on the tree. Chapter 14. Apology Cake. My eyes slowly start to open. I see the same leaves above me as when I fell asleep. Behind it, the bright blue sky I'm used to. And, good morning, Your Highness, Violet. Has she been standing there this whole time? Morning. Technically, it is early in the evening or perhaps late in the afternoon, I'm not sure which. What? You're the one who said morning first. Miss Unit 101 asked me to wish you a good morning from whenever you woke up, so it's not my concern. Right. What time is it then? 4:12 p.m. on Tuesday, November 12th. Yikes. Was I really out that long? I felt like I was asleep for even longer somehow. I stare up through the leaves, ripping the blurriness out of my eyes. After a couple of more minutes, I finally sit up and stretch my arms out with a yawn. It's after 4? Hey, what's everyone doing right now? Miss Unit 02 and Supreme Dark Lord Unit 04 the Fallen are on the network. Miss Unit 01 is attending to some important work offline. Right. Back to work, huh? Jeez. I don't particularly want to go see her, or O2 for that matter. There's only one person I want to see right now, but I'm not sure it'd be easy. Do you know if Lucy is still around? I do. Well, she's still here. She's assisting 01. Huh. Okay, thanks. Can you leave me alone for a little bit? Can you? Oh. God. Are you under orders to monitor me again? Seriously? I'm checking. Please wait 1 moment. Checking? Yes, I can do that, Your Highness. This supervision is no longer necessary. Okay, thanks. Okay, bye-bye. She disappeared with a blip, leaving me alone under that tree. What was she checking exactly? Well, whatever. I lean back against the tree with a huge sigh, rubbing my temples. I was hoping that sleeping for over a full day would help me with this headache, but I guess that's just too much to ask for. I try to think back over everything that happened. I left the lab without permission while I was grounded. That weird guy talked to me until I passed out. And when I woke up, he'd take me to some other lab. Right? I didn't just dream that, right? That all happened, right? How in the world was there another place with a machine that could charge my battery? I thought that was supposed to be impossible. We don't exist to the world, after all. Then there was that girl. She was definitely an android too. At least she had robotic parts. Maybe she's a cyborg and oh, Man, I was telling y'all, like, oh, what if Lucy, like, dies at some point, and then they bring her back? This theory, someone's gonna fucking die, y'all, I'm telling you. Cyborgs are a thing. So you can have robot parts in this world. This is a thing now. You can have robot parts, but, like, be immortal. Anyways, Lucy's totally fucking dying in, like, part 7 or some shit. I'm telling y'all. I am so happy she has said this word. Hopefully it means something. She's not just like shitting around. After that, right. O2 showed up with Killia in her arms. What the fuck was that about? It'd be one thing if she at least tried to explain it, but she was totally silent. I covered for her, but I gotta know what she was up to. There's no way I'm letting that slide. I hope Killia is okay. Owen told me later they were trying to find me, too. I don't know what happened, but it's probably all my fault they got hurt. Lucy's looking after them, so I guess I have to leave it in her hands for now. But I want to be there taking care of them, too. And then, in the end, Owen came to find me. However she managed it, I don't know. Along with Lulu, that traitor. I still can't believe she ratted me out like that. I could accept that she didn't want to keep sneaking around under Owen's nose, but going that far and telling O2 of all people, why would she do that? We haven't really talked since we had that argument. I can't get rid of this weird feeling in my stomach. I want to talk to her. I wonder if Lucy's left yet. She might still be hanging around, even if it's after her shift. Alright. With a nod, I stand up. I wonder if she wakes up later because, like, or wakes up faster if she's, like, been conscious in the tree world for a little bit. Instead of being all like, oh, good morning, how's things? Like, wake all, like, groggy. A moment later, I'm awake in the charging pod. The lid opens, and I use the extra room to touch out my real-world joints. Besides me, as usual, Owen's pod is open, while O2 and O4 are still closed. Violet did say they were on the network, probably watching anime or something. Lucy's still here, and working, so she's probably by that entrance, right? Let's go see. Is there a critical battery? Yeah, she slept for 2 days. I peek out into the main area from behind a console. But Lucy's not here. But it's been cleaned up since I came back home the other night, and all those papers were... Oh, duh. Violet said she must be helping O1. Said she was helping O1, so they must be together? Maybe? I think to check O1's workstation near the back of the room. I don't go here very often on my own. Only ever when it's time for O1 to check up on me. It's a little weird, but there's no rules against it or anything. They're not here either. Neither of them. Where else? Oh, maybe in the garage? Like last time, when they were getting all kissy together. Ugh. I don't want to think about something like that, but I should still go check. What is this visual novel about? Robot girls and life. And it's like a lot of things, but it's great. And, comes very recommended. Definitely one of my favorite visual novels. Yeah. And depression. You know, it's about life, and that includes depression. I scurry up the stairs and crack the door open, peeking through quietly. She didn't say it specifically, but I'm probably double grounded by now, right? So it might not be okay for me to be up here. Better to be careful. I don't see or hear anything, so... I flinched at the sound of the bell, expecting for someone to come yell at me for being upstairs, but when I actually look... Killia! I step into the lobby as they shut the front door behind them. They turn to me with their eyebrows raised. Killia! Hey, you're up. How are you feeling? Forget about me, what about you? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm tougher than I look. You already look pretty tough though. You didn't get hurt or anything, did you? What happened? It's no big deal. Sorry to worry you. No, I'm sorry. It's my fault you were out there in the first place, right? I didn't mean for things to go so wrong. Hey, it's okay. Seriously. Everything turned out fine. Yeah, I guess. What are you doing here? Is everyone else? They're, working on something right now. I'm not supposed to tell you. Sorry. What? I was just about to finish up lending a hand, too. You were helping them with something? Yeah, you'll find out soon. I don't know what else to say. Well, if you say so. Want to step outside for a sec? I don't know if I should. I'm in enough trouble as it is, and it's just outside. It'll be okay. Promise. Okay. They open the front door back up and gesture for me to exit. Timidly, I step outside and look around. The sun is low in the sky, so it's casting long shadows over the streets. It'll probably be getting dark before too long. Now that I think about it, I haven't been out late enough to see nighttime. Kelly sits down on the curb in front of me, so I follow their lead and sit next to them. We both stay quiet. There's a lot of things going through my mind. I was surprised that Kelly had gone with the others to find me the other day. I didn't think they'd care enough to go out of their way. Eventually, I settled on a question. Do you know where Lucy is? She should be back pretty soon. She and your sister. Ah. I got your paper. Huh? They pull out a folded up piece of paper and slip it to me between two fingers. You gave this to Karina. She actually managed to get it to me, if you can believe it. Wow, really? Shocker. Is that why you've been coming by the cafe a bunch? To get a job? No, of course not! I mean, well, not exactly. Not at first. I just thought it was cool. The atmosphere and the aesthetic, you know? Yeah. I can understand that. But, seriously, this isn't the one you want to work at if that's what you're after. Why not? Too many reasons to get into. Mainly, mostly because I don't feel anything from that corporate style look. It's too forced and insincere. What's a sincere one look like then? I don't know. I guess I'm not the one to ask. All I really care about is the coffee and the food. So that's where I put my energy. I see. I guess that makes sense. So I just started working there. It was the first job I could get. That's all there is to it. And from my experience, it's not somewhere you want to aspire to. Are you turning me down? It's not my decision to make in the first place. But you can do better. I guess. It's just, I want to do something. And if you're there, then make it a lot easier. It'd even be kind of fun, I bet. Ugh. Can't deny it'd be nicer to work with you than Karina. It'd probably make things a bit more fun for me too. But it's just not worth it. If you can aim for something, aim a little higher. Ugh. Fine. I'm just tired of feeling so powerless. I wanted a chance to take control. I feel that. Sometimes all you can do is keep struggling. That's just what life is, I guess. Well, that sucks ass! Yeah, it does. Honestly. Kelia exhales and raises their arms up behind their head, lowering themselves onto the sidewalk. I'm sick of it. I follow their lead, and we both look up at the cloudy sky above. The next time their voice comes out, it's quiet. Slightly hoarse, even. I don't like to talk about it, but I'm diabetic. So, my body's always a little bit on the fritz. What's that? Oh, it's, putting it simply, my body doesn't regulate my blood sugar properly. I have to manually inject insulin to take care of it. If it gets too high, or gets too low, it could be really bad. But even if it doesn't kill me, it's always dictating my mood, and what kinds of things I'm able to do, how and when I can eat. It can get bad at work if I'm not careful. I've manage to keep myself in the back, preparing food and baking shit most of the time. So I at least don't have to deal with customers too much. But it's always a struggle, always shackling me somehow. And it means I'm always just one bad day from ending up in the hospital, which I can't even afford. I can barely afford my meds. On top of managing a full-time job that treats me like shit, expensive rent, random surprise bills every few months, trying to do chores and cook and look out for Lucy, everything. I'm just sick of it all. Sorry, this got depressing. That's okay. It's nice to hear someone else say it. Yeah. I'm not, I mean, it's different for me, but my buddies got problems too. It's when my sister is so strict with me. So some of the stuff you said, it's stuff I've wanted to say forever. Only difference is, I don't even know what's wrong with me. Nobody will say. So I can't even manage it myself. Sorry. I don't mean to make it about me. No. It's fine. Like I said, I don't like to talk about it much, but I'm glad you can relate. Nobody really gets it. Lucy tries to help look out for me, and Karina tries to help me keep me honest at work, but I make it pretty hard on both of them. I don't like anyone else thinking about me like that. I just want to take care of myself and not make anyone's life harder. Yeah. I'm the same way, I guess. As much as Owen tries to help, it's not even what I really want. Have you tried telling her? Yeah, of course. Kind of. I mean, I usually get mad and start yelling, but it just feels like I'm the only one who doesn't like how things are. So it's hard to speak up about it until I'm too angry to hold it in anymore. I don't want to just survive. I want to reach out for something bigger. I don't know what it could be, but I can feel it out there. I know that there's more to life than making it from one day to the next. But I can't get there on my own. Not like I am right now. See? I can be depressing too. I guess that makes us even then. Hey. Not touching the subject, but I mean, so like, on that paper. Paper? You know, the application. There was a name at the top. Oh, right. Yeah. I thought they probably needed me to put something down, so is that all it was? No, I thought about it a lot, and I don't know. I think it's a cute name. It is. It suits you. You think so? Sure. Cute name for a cute girl. Hehe. I was thinking about telling everyone to start calling me that, but I'm scared of how Owen would react. She always shoots down any idea I have. If she told me I couldn't even have a real name, I don't know what I'd do. She can't do anything about it. You know how my parents felt about me changing my name? Neither do I. And I really don't care. I don't know if I can go as far as you did. Regardless, it's something only you can choose for yourself. Don't let her or anyone stop you from taking what you want. Okay. I'll try to give it a shot sometime. You have my support. I might not look it, but I can throw a mean brick. That's very epic and badass, but I don't know if that would be enough to take her out. Her head can't be that hard. You'd be surprised just how hard her head is. I doubt it. Thank you. Don't actually do that though, okay? What? Oh, yeah, no, I wasn't gonna. Hehe. Oh, their smiles! That's so cute. The two of us laughed together for a little while, staring up at the sky, laughing, not saying anything for a little while longer. What the hell? Nothing's been fixed, but I feel a lot better all of a sudden. Like, everything has happened in the last several months, and the last few days especially. It all melts away for just a few moments. Until... oh, they're back. These two are the best. They are! It's so true. Killia gestures with her chin a little ways down the sidewalk. I look over to see the car that Owen drove me home in the other day pulling into the garage. The two of us stand up, and I make very brief eye contact with the two people in the car, Lucy and Owen. Let's get inside. Oh, okay. I follow them back through the door, waiting anxiously for the others to enter the lobby from the garage door. When it finally opens, Owen comes up first, followed by Lucy. They're both carrying big paper bags full of things I can't see. Oh, 3, you're awake. Yup, hiya. Good morning. Got everything you needed? Yep, for now anyway. I'm sure there's plenty of things we'll need, but this should be enough to get started. Get started? With what? What'd you get? I stand on my toes, trying to peek inside the bags, but I can't make anything out. Owen and Lucy look at each other briefly before turning back to me. Follow us. There's something we'd like to show you. Still carrying all those bags, they start walking to the other side of the lobby, approaching a door? How long has that door been there? We've been working on something while you were asleep. I wasn't expecting you to be out for so long as you were, so we were able to get more done than you anticipated. But it's still, well, it's still a work in progress. But we thought it might be... Here, I'll open it. Lucy steps in front of Owen, who seems to be getting lost in her words, and puts her hand on the door handle. Still having absolutely no idea what this is about, I lean in to get the best angle on the door opening, eager to see what is inside there. Oh my god. It's so cozy. It's a pretty big room. I had no idea this was back here. Further back, there's a couch, a chair, a table. It's sort of like a living room, but that's not my focus right now. Because just through the door, counters and cabinets, a sink, a stovetop and oven, and a fridge. It's a kitchen? Yes, it's, well, we thought it's for you. For me? What do you mean? It's for you to learn how to bake and cook if you'd like, or anything else. I remember that this building had this kitchen the other day. It was relatively cheap to get in decent working order, and from there, all we had to do was purchase some simple cookware. You did all of that? I'm sorry for shutting your idea down before. If I'm being frank, I still have my doubts, but none of us have any better leads. If it's something you care about, and you can become good enough to make a profit, I'd like to give you the chance. You asshole, doing something like this. I'm still mad at you, you know, don't think that means I'm okay with... I lose my words, overwhelmed by all of this, and not knowing how to respond or react, or anything. I want to still be mad, but this actually makes me really happy. Damn it. There's still some work to be done, but if you'd like, you could help me make sure everything is running properly. Sure. Okay, fine. Let's check it out. Let's see how this goes. I dash into the room and up to the oven first thing. I reach for the dials and start twisting them to see how they feel. Don't just... Owen comes up from behind and resets them to off. Boo, I thought we were testing them out. Yes, but there's no need to be careless or do them all like that. Time is money, right? Let's just get going. No, please. I bicker with her for a little while, but she ultimately convinces me to settle down. I open the oven door and stick my head inside, peeking around the interior. Also... Ow! I try to stand back up and hit my head on the inside of the oven. Rubbing the back of my head, I carefully pull out and turn back around to Killie. You... okay? Yup, fine, what's up? I don't know how often I can do it, but I agreed to teach you a little bit about coffee and baking mostly. So, I can stop by sometime to... Really? Without thinking, I dash towards them and wrap my hands around their shoulders. They seem to stiffen up a little bit. Again, I don't know how much I can do, but when I have some time... Sure, no problem, just let me know. You got it. O3, please don't hurt them. Right. I lit up my tight squeeze and take a step away from them. They're making a sort of serious face at me. They noticed it too. We nod at each other and I turn towards O1. Hey, O1. What is it? There's something I gotta say. Alright, I'm listening. My name isn't gonna be Unit 03 anymore. From now on, call me Melanie. Melanie? Uh-huh, that's right. It's, you know, I just... Alright, I understand, Melanie. Yeah! Killie tapped me on the shoulder from behind. I don't know how to feel now that I've actually gone and done it. Why is everything working out suddenly? Why do things seem to be taking a decent turn? I still feel really fucking pissed off for some reason, but there's no denying it's really good. The two of us have gotta get going. Huh? Oh. My swirling vortex of thoughts and feelings come to an abrupt halt when Lucy speaks up all of a sudden. I forgot she was still here. I wanted to talk to her, but she's been so quiet and now she's leaving, so I guess I missed my chance. Thank you for your help today, Lucy. I need to, Killie, eh? Sure, don't mention it. I'll see you both tomorrow. Yeah. On that weird, half-finished note, she walks out. Killie gives me one last wave and follows after. They both helped a lot with this. Lucy too? Yeah. Here, I'll show you the things we got today. I don't know how useful all of them will be, but sure, thanks. That was a new song. Also, oh my god. I was getting really emotional doing that. That was a lot of, like, seeing the reveal of the kitchen and then the name and, like, the fact that, like, there was a song I've never heard before used in the game for the name reveal really sold it as, like, a big moment, and it was just really good. Thanks for looking up for old Melanie. It's true. Perspective change. It gets dark a lot earlier now. The sun goes down so early. It feels like half the day is spent with the sun down. And on top of that, it's been getting colder. It's been close to half a year at this point. Now that I've been walking to and from work several times a week, I've had my chances to get used to the weather. It's still too cold to me, but I'm managing. Killie and I walk home from the shop together. With Melanie awake again and about to start working towards his next goal, it feels like I can finally process everything that's happened in the last couple of days. Not the least of which is robots, androids. All four of them are androids. I saw Melanie torn apart and spread on a table while Owen was performing maintenance on her, but I didn't put it together. Even after seeing Melanie's prosthetic arm, it just felt too outlandish to entertain the idea. It still does. Top secret experiments, abandoned alongside with the entire lab, hidden from even the government. I don't think I would have believed any of it under normal circumstances, but considering everything else that's been going on, and touching her body. New background just dropped. Whoop. Oh, hell yeah. Nighttime. Compared to yesterday, the vibes have completely flipped. You're here for the next chapter. God, if this just starts turning into Danganronpa, where like whenever like the vibes are happy in that game for half an hour, you know to fear whatever the hell is coming next. I feel like it's like a similar thing. Literally too pretty. It's true. Hair. Oh yeah, the I is lowercase. I thought you were commenting on my hair. I'm like, thank you. I mean, anyways, yeah. How are you feeling? Huh? Killia snaps me out of my thoughts. Oh, I'm fine. I promised Owen I would keep this secret with my life. As badly as I want to talk to someone about this, I can't say anything to Killia. I was just thinking about how relieved I am that everything turned out to be okay. You too. Sorry to worry you. You hadn't brought any insulin stuff with you that day, did you? I didn't find anything in your pockets. You checked my pockets? Well, yeah. You were out cold and sweating all over. I was worried it was DKA. Right. Sorry. I guess I kind of rushed out when I heard Melanie was missing. Right. Understandable. I guess I should have said something, but I was distracted by that too, so I can't really scold you for it. It's not your responsibility. I know, but... Anyway, I talked to her about some stuff the other day, but I didn't expect her to disappear so suddenly. What exactly happened anyway? I wasn't ready to hit the details. Aren't you the one always saying how it's none of your business? I guess. It just seemed weird. Can't really argue that. Well, what happened was Melanie passed out in the park, and someone found her like that. So they took her someplace to rest since they didn't know what else to do. Alright. Now I'm even lying to Killia. We've always said we shouldn't keep secrets from each other. I know that I have to do this for their safety, but I was never supposed to be such a dishonest person. Isn't that what I've been struggling against all these years? I'm gonna grab the mail. They split off from me as we approached the apartment building, towards the mailbox. I continue inside, letting out a sigh of relief as soon as I shut the door behind me. As soon as I eat something, I need to get straight to bed. I know it's still really early, but I'm so exhausted. Even if I can't fall asleep, I just need to think about things. I'm starting to see what Nova said. I'm starting to see what Nova was talking about when he mentioned danger. I still don't know exactly what it means, but I can kind of imagine. And I made the decision to stay. Just like he said when I saw him again. He took that as my answer. He may have taken care of Melanie, but I still don't trust him. I'm worried about Bellatrix too, though I don't know how much I should be. There's just too much to worry about. Save it for later. No sense getting worked up when you're hungry and tired. I step into the kitchen to look at what we have so I have an idea when Killia comes back. The door opens a couple of minutes later. Anything important in the mail? No. Nothing. What? What? Wait. Oh. That was not what I was expecting. Damn. Aw. Yay. Oof. I'm already exhausted again. You were getting quite excited up there. What? No, it was also interesting and I gotta learn quickly, so I was just... Melanie and Unit 01 descended into the basement after a couple of hours of toying around with the kitchen equipment upstairs. It all seemed to be in working order, more or less. Unit 01 had spent some time confirming as much. But Melanie insisted on going hands-on with it all herself, so they spent another while going over it all together. Hey, yes? Do you need to... You know, I've been asleep since I got back the other day, and you haven't. You mean your checkup, right? Yeah. You seem to be doing just fine. I can look at you more closely tomorrow. For now, you should get some more rest. Oh, okay. The two of them stop in front of the charging pods. Are you gonna sleep too? I will soon. There's a few things I'd like to take care of before turning in for the night. Okay, well we should rest too. It seems like you've been doing a lot. I will. Thank you, Melanie. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna sleep. I'll see you tomorrow. Yes. Good night. Hearing the name makes me so happy. He has a new name. Melanie hurries herself into the pod and shuts it, seeming flustered about something. It's because she heard the name. Also everything, but the name. Unit 01 does not entirely understand the way she behaves sometimes, but after everything that's gone on, she finds some joy in seeing this side of her. There's much for me to learn from her, she thinks. I feel foolish for not realizing that sooner. She turns her eyes up to the ceiling of the lab and raises her palm above her, all 5 fingers spread apart. She stares at that for quite some time. I better finish my work for the night and get to sleep myself. It doesn't happen often, but my battery is running rather low. I have enough time, so I better hurry. She makes her way back up the stairs, and when she emerges into the lobby... Oh, there is a nighttime version of this. I think it's desaturated, actually. A knock on the front door. It's rather late at this point. Not outside the normal possibility for someone to happen by and be curious about the building, but... She slowly moves towards the door, adjusting her angle so she can see outside the window. And when she can clearly see the person outside, she walks up to the door, and he smiles back at her as she approaches. Hello there. What are you doing here? May I come in? It's cold outside. She steps outside, locking the door behind her. Ah, I see the weather isn't the only cold one here. How are you doing? I'm going to ask one more time. What are you doing here? Right down to business then, very well. I wanted to chat with you one-on-one. The room was a bit crowded the other day if you recall. Were you waiting outside for me? Something like that. As I said, it's pretty cold out. I figured you'd be inclined to come by our home again before long, so I thought I'd save you some trouble and stop by. What do you want to talk about? So pushy. Don't you have anything you want to ask me? I was prepared to answer 100 questions before we got to any of mine. But if we're jumping ahead, then fine. I want to propose that we work together. Work together? On what exactly? My research. Well, our research, really. Explain. Tell me, have you found any answers to your questions yet? About your creation, about your reawakening, about the laboratory you've made a home of? It's okay. It shouldn't be easy. Those files are encrypted for a reason, you know. If it were as simple as hacking into them, they would have destroyed them instead. What exactly do you know? You really don't remember at all, do you? What? It's nothing. My apologies. You probably pieced this together at least. You lot are connected to my sister, Bellatrix, by birth. Wait, so is Nova not a robot then? I thought he was complaining about the temperature outside, but I guess he really is immortal then. So it follows that, just as I know some things you do not, you too have information I am not privy to. Do you follow? You're suggesting we pool our information. That's right. That would be in both of our best interests, don't you think? In theory, yes. Then, do we have a deal? Hold on. I don't think you'd expect me to trust you so freely, would you? No, sadly. But you can hardly blame me for trying. Very well, ask away. You bought out the store, gave Lucy your information, encouraged her to come by. You just happened to find Melanie in the park and bring her to your hideout. It's not so much our hideout as it is our home. You've been playing around behind the scenes for too long for me to take you at your word. Yes, that's fair. If it were up to me, I would have approached you directly sooner, but it's by other circumstances I was forced to lure you to me. Lure? Are you saying that I made sure, Melanie, was it? That Melanie was safe. I didn't think you would complain about that. I respect your skepticism. If anything, I would have thought less of you for blindly trusting me. So I have a compromise. I want you to examine Bellatrix in your lab. Examine her? Is something the matter? No. Well, who can say? Frankly, I've had to play everything by ear for the past few months. If something's wrong, I don't know about it. That's why I want an expert to look at her. Sincerely, more than anything else. I just want to confirm that she is well. And at the same time, you might learn a thing or two from having a new body to look at, right? It's a win-win. Surely that would make a fine stepping stone towards furthering our relationship. I already know what you were hiding anyway. I'm hiding the same secret. So it shouldn't be any issue to take a look, right? I suppose you're correct. I'll have to think about it. You understand. Yes, of course. Just be quick if you would. Time, as always, is of the essence. Fine. Thank you for hearing me out. It really means a lot. Sure. I cannot deny that I've run out of leads. Anything that could lead me further would be... See, I knew you would see things reasonably. Anyway, it's cold. I'm going to return home and leave with your evening. But there's one final point I'd like to end on, if I may. What is it? For the first time, Nova turns to his side and looks away from Unit 01, a darkness overtaking his usually aloof demeanor. He seems to bite the interior of his lip, thinking hard about what to say, or perhaps just how to say it. Finally, he turns back. I'd like a chance It's nothing. Forget about it. Good night then. Good night. He walks away, not turning back to her even once. Unit 1 returns inside, her mind blank, so she may return to sleep, where her dreams might someday find her. You think he can hack androids? Remember that. To be continued in episode 3. Find your place in heaven. What the fuck? You've unlocked SP Radio. Thank you for reading. Where is it? Where is it? Give me a second. Give me a second. Let's do it. It's time for everyone's favorite segment of the game, SP Radio. Da 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 da. Hi everybody, it's me, the lovely and beautiful Melanie. Hi everybody, I'm here too. Come on, I need more energy than that in you. Oomph. Is that what you want? I'll take it for now, but it's not gonna cut it next time. Anyway, hi everyone! You've made it to the end of Spare Parts Episode 2. If you made it this far, I hope I can trust you enjoyed it. I wouldn't underestimate the compelling force of a good hate read, Melanie. I guess. Well, haters are welcome too. Welcome, of course, to this fantabulous second edition of SP Radio. Did you read all the data shards? They're a little more important this time. Really defeating the purpose of optional content. Hey, you can do whatever you want, I'm just saying. So what's in the docket this time, OM? Well, we've collected some questions from readers, so we'll have this later on. But let's start as we did last time, by introducing our new characters. Alright, sure, we got a few new ones. Going in order of appearance. Well, they aren't exactly a new character, but let's consider this their debut regardless. It's Killier! Hi! Killier is Lucy's current roommate and longtime best friend. It seems the two of them met online years ago, and only just recently moved in together. That's when she moved to town, right? They seem closer to people who've only been around each other for a few months. Do you think of online friendships as lesser? Well, no. I guess it's just I haven't made any best friends online, and I've been posting comments for months now. I don't believe it's quite that simple. Didn't Lucy mention something about forums? Yeah, that prehistoric shit. I looked it up later that day, and they're like so slow and boring. Maybe the times have simply changed. Anyway, Killier is the best. They were so good to me in this episode. I have complicated feelings about them lying in danger, but I'm at least glad they were good to you. It's good to have more friends. Yeah, I'm really glad to spend more time with them next episode. They're gonna teach me to bake and shit. I wish you the best. Next is this guy! We're doing this again, are we? Well, what's there to say about Karina? She didn't do anything. She's just comedic relief. I bet she won't even be in the series after we poach Killier for our own cafe. You think so? Everyone has their own hidden sides, Melanie. Who knows what sort of secrets she may be hiding? Will any of them make her not a total effing asshole? I really don't know what you have against her. Well, you haven't met her, and you never will. Now, we can move on to Nova. This weird motherfucker, or polite motherfucker, depending on your perspective. I don't like him. No? No, absolutely not. He's always smiling all weird and saying weird shit and being a weird little nuisance. He did save you when your battery died. Sure, but did he have such a dick about it? To be honest, I'm undecided on him myself. I made the decision to work with him in the future, so I suppose I have plenty of time to sort out my feelings. Well, suit yourself. If you ask me, if you can get Lucy angry at you like that, then you're absolutely no good. Fair enough. But putting him aside, I am interested in this little lady, Bellatrix. I wonder about her. She's nice. I mean, a little quiet, but nice. She took care of me while I was being kidnapped. That's good of her. She and Nova consider themselves siblings, and they do look somewhat alike. But Nova's human, right? Ostensibly. I haven't checked personally, but I haven't been given a reason to believe otherwise. As far as I'm concerned, if two robots can be siblings, then a robot and human can be too. I guess so. I want to talk to her more. Maybe you'll get the chance. I'm sure there's much to unravel. Now then, let's find new characters from this episode. Wait, isn't this one we're forgetting? Is there? Is there? Huh? Well, whatever. What's up next? Up next is a special segment. Really? I don't think I've heard anything about this. Don't worry about it. It's nothing too complicated. I will need you to strip down though. Sure, I could. Fucking again? I will too. Come on, Melanie. Ugh, alright, fine. Not the entire world doesn't see me naked already. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Here you go. Are you happy? Do you like what you see? Are your perversions satisfied? Absolutely. And why do you get to keep your pants on? Now then, Lucy, come on to the stage. Hi, everyone. Hey, Owen, are you gonna tell me what this is for? Am I gonna assume it's something extremely uncouth? It's nothing uncouth. We finally let the robot word out of the bag this episode, so I'd like to take some time for us all to get really comfortable with the idea. Lucy is here to ask any questions she might have. Yeah, I told you. You told me about this earlier, so I had to think of stuff to ask, but I truly have no idea. Nothing at all? You're not curious about anything? Well, no, Come on, Lulu, take a look. My entire body's in for you to display, for you to disassemble with your eyes. So don't hesitate, ask away. Sorry, I'm sorry, I don't want to. This is for the audience's sake, Lucy. Ask what you think they will want to know. Right, okay. Well, I was wondering about something. Is that a screen on your chest, Melanie? No, it's a fucking microwave. Yes, it's a screen. A touch screen, specifically. What's it for? You don't have one, O1. Melanie is the only one who has one. Yeah, O1 and L2 both get to have big, huge robot jugs, but I'm stuck with a fucking Pelty Plud setup strapped to my chest. And for what? No clue! Yes, we don't entirely know why she was built this way. The only use I found it so far is to access her operating system from the outside, so perhaps that's all there is to it. If you want to look through the data inside any of us, you have to plug us into a separate machine that can look through, but Melanie has hers built in. Hard to imagine why they didn't give it a second try when they built O4. Only like that's completely worthless bullshit! Yes, well, all of us have parts of our body we're unhappy with. Oh yeah? What's your problem then? Sick of those human passing arms, just can't stand your sexy abs? You must have it so hard. Lucy, you may want to ask another question. Sure. On that bit about human passing, I did notice that everyone besides O4 has pretty human-looking faces and hands. That's another mystery somewhat. The basic reason for that is that more time was spent in our hands and faces than anything else from a hardware standpoint. I found many more complicated documents describing the structure than anything else probably. I guess that face part makes sense. If you're trying to build robots that can pass as humans, it's one of the first things you gotta get right. I suppose so. Though, if we're considering it from that angle, I would think the hands suggest something a little more intimate. Intimate? Huh. Well, it's only conjecture. Did take it as more than that. Sure. Let's see, what else? Oh, there was something I've been thinking about that seemed kind of weird. What is it? Yeah, what's up? Well, you remember that scene back in chapter 2, right? With the broom. Of course. Who doesn't? Was, the implication there that Melanie has, you know, a flamethrower in her somewhere? I mean, it just seemed like... It seemed like that, didn't it? Yeah, it sure came off that way, didn't it? Yeah. So... Never mind, don't worry about it. Thank you for your questions, Lucy. Perhaps we'll do this again sometime. Yeah. I get a feeling I'm gonna have a lot more questions. See you both. Bye, me! Can I get dressed now? Yes, you have my permission. Alright, let's move into the Q&A! Did you put on a different outfit? Yeah, why shouldn't I? Just pull out the questions already. Okay, let's see. I got a ton of POV segments in this episode, so make sure to grab all the best ones for me. I'm sure the people have lots of questions, lots of things are dying to know. You got it. Shuffling my favorite power flavors. Here we are. Question number 1, for the unit family. Well, I guess I don't know a better way to phrase it. If you were able to, what would you like to eat? I hate this question. Next. What? Why? I thought you'd taken an interest in food. Yeah, but only if I don't ever think about eating it. For one, it's disgusting, and for two, I can't fucking do it, and that pisses me off. I'm sorry you can't do this disgusting thing that you hate thinking about. But we have to give the others a chance to answer too. Fine. But it should be obvious I want to eat some sort of Achilles baking. Naturally. 04? What about you? Ah, the smash from the emerge from the shadows, is it? It is. This time we have the entire cast in the studio audience, so everyone should feel free to come up with something you'd like to contribute. Wait, really? Where? The stage lights are so bright. I didn't. You all saw me naked. Is Killia out there? Please tell me Killia isn't out there. Hey, don't worry, this is canon anyways. Who let you in here? I'm calling security. What? No, I have a pass. I'm legit. Come back. Anyway. Yes, a meal by my choosing. I wonder. What of you, O2? Do you have any thoughts? I've never given it any thought. So I don't know. Never. Not even once. Should I have? It's not like it has any relevance to us. Tastes fun to pretend, sister. Well, have you thought about it then? I have. And? Get ready for it, everyone. They're about to have a chuny, funny moment. What I most desire, that for which I crave the flavor. A crepe sounds nice. A crepe? Yes. Now, I admit this is a purely aesthetic choice, but yeah, I mean, there's nothing else we have to work with. I want to walk around the city on a sunny day with a crepe in my hand, mindlessly chatting about whatever drivel. That sounds nice. Of course, in my mind, you are there with me, sister. Yeah, I mean, if I could, I guess a crepe doesn't sound bad. Do you think so as well? Sure. I mean, I don't have any attachment to food, but it does sound nice. Yes. Perhaps, though not all of this fantasy can bear fruit. Someday, we might. Yeah, maybe, if... Woo, that's her taking care of, sorry to rush off like that, but... Oh, sorry, am I in there? I'm having something... No, you... Sister! My apologies, but I must be off as well. Sure. What was the question again? As for myself, I'd... Oh right, it's that stupid food question. Can't we move on? I'm sick of thinking about food. Sure. Let's see here. Thank you. Question number 2 for everyone. What's your favorite ice cream flavor? Okay, fuck this. I am outie. Wait, Melanie. Nope, bye, I'm done. I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but you've left me no choice, Melanie. Is our backup host ready? Can he please step out? Yes, hello, thank you for having me. Though I'm a little surprised to actually leave the bench. Thanks for filling in, Nova. It was going to get awkward with just me. No trouble. Though I was surprised to hear you ask for me over, say, Lucy. I wouldn't question it if I were you. Ah, well if you say so. Now then, the question. Yes, he's my favorite ice cream flavor. Truth be told, it's not often I indulge. I don't believe I've had ice cream in several years. When was the last time? Ah, yes, that's right. It was early in the morning, if you can believe it. I had run low on groceries, so I went out to pick up a little breakfast for myself. My options were limited, it being so early. Let's see, it was a little bakery. I stepped inside briefly to buy a sandwich. It was quiet, and I was the only one in the lobby. You could tell they don't typically see a business until a short while after opening, so I took a few moments for the one barista working to the nose me and came out to help me. Of course, I wasn't in any particular rush, so I didn't mind. In fact, I was happy to take a few extra moments to look around and admire the design of the interior. It was a small place, quite cozy. The sort of place you can tell just by looking around that they take quality very seriously. I was never much of a baker, so I couldn't feel a piece of the dedication that goes into it. At the sight, and by the amazing smell of the freshly baked bread coming from all corners of the business, I can even tell I was in good hands. And so I thought I took a close look at their offerings. I had come for the simple, the practical, but I was entranced. I had to indulge in something more. I turned around towards the menu, and to see if anything particular caught my eye, I have to say I was overwhelmed. There was more options, more specialty delightful treats than I could even... And so I focused, and there it was. There we are. That's better. I've gotten extras from the other human characters. Would you like to hear them? Sure. Whatever. Lucy likes cookie dough. Kelly likes blackberry. Karina likes ice cream sandwich. That's not even a real flavor! Can she at least answer the fucking... Let's move on, Melanie. Are you calm enough to continue? Yeah, fine, whatever. Just seriously, give me something I can actually answer. No more food. All right, let's see. Question number... no, let's another... here. No. Here. Question number 3 for everyone. What are your fursonas? All right, fuck yes. Now you're speaking my language. Lucy, I think you ought to come up with this one. What's that supposed to mean? I think you know exactly what it's supposed to mean. Okay, fine. Like, I get it. But I haven't really given it any thought before. Okay, maybe I've thought about it, but I never got a good answer. So that's your old sprite she edits. You'll tell me you forgot about your recolored Yosh. That doesn't count! He's not, What about you, Mel? You sounded excited about the idea. Oh yeah, I love animals. Have I told you my favorite? I think I might know what it is. You had the option of drawing it on the whiteboard this episode. Bingo! Ferret, baby! That's not exactly what a fursona is, though. What? Then what is it? Well, it's more about what you identify with, what personality you have, what aesthetics you like. But it could also just be your favorite if that's what you want. Well, I do want to take this seriously. What do you both think? What animal am I like? Well, you have to work at the design yourself, but if I'm trying to think of an animal that's like you, my gut says otter. Otter? Oh, I see it. Otters are really cute and playful. But they're like the ferrets of the water. Sorta. Ah, interesting. Once I have money, maybe I'll commission a design. Or wait, you can draw it, Lulu! I keep telling you to please drop that. Come on, you told me you've ever drawn your own persona before? We're not dropping it. Huh. I really have no idea what it would be for me. If we're really forcing the issue, I'm gonna need some help. You've known her for longer, Killier. You handle this one. Well, there is a certain rabbit you remind me of. But putting that aside, honestly, some kind of dog. A dog? Isn't that kind of played out? Doesn't matter. It's all about the personal journey. I don't know, I don't really see... Alright, I guess you might have a point. I don't mean anything bad by it. It's just, you're a real loyal friend, you know? You're devoted to protecting people. You're usually really nice, but you can bare your fangs if you need to. I see. I guess I see what you mean, but hey, if it's not right, it's not right. But at least take the compliment. Sure. Thanks, Killier. You're really knowledgeable about this whole persona thing, Killier. Yeah. Well, mine's a coyote, just so you know. Another doggy, no wonder you were such good friends. Maybe so. Anyway, you've been really quiet, L1. Are you thinking about it? I've been doing a little bit of research on my own. I looked through a list of animal names article, but it didn't get me any closer. Classic strategy! Timeless, I can't believe it failed you. I have a couple questions though, if you're willing to help me. Sure, hit me. What's ABO? Alright, folks, have been fine, I gotta run. What's wrong? Melanie, do you... What was I just... Alright, sis, time for the next question. Come on, pick one. Right. Let's see. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Here. Question number 4. What is it like to be a... Excuse me, who are you calling a bitch? Is this Carlos? I'm gonna kill a piece of... I think they mean robot, Melanie. They're continuing the gag from last episode. Oh yeah, I know. Just kidding around. They continue. How do you think or process things that happen? How do you know how they work? A rather loaded question. Yeah, no kidding. How am I supposed to know how I think? My mind just fills itself with bullshit on its own. Yours is particularly chaotic, after all. What, my EI core? That's right. You'll remember it as the little ball from chapter 13. Among the 4 of us, your thoughts are likely the most chaotic. You see, like, it's a good thing. I can't focus on anything. I'm always forgetting what I'm just thinking about and doing something else. Well, I didn't mean to suggest it's solely a good thing, but I'm sure it comes with benefits, doesn't it? Yeah? Like what? You have a powerful presence. You can always set the mood however you like, just by being yourself. And if you don't mind me saying, it makes you cute. Cute. Of course I mind. I mean, no, I don't mind, but I mean, I mean, you're. As for myself, my thoughts and feelings tend to organize themselves in certain ways. It's a little hard to explain, but I suppose it's something like a queue. A queue? So like it loops in a circle, it has a little tail? What? No. I mean, when a thought occurs to me, I have to decide what level of priority it is. Whether I need to address it immediately, or if you're gonna wait until later. I need to clear the entire queue before I can rush through the night. That's often why I'm up so late. So it's like a list of chores? Something like that. That's all in theory anyway. In practice, there are more and more items in the list that can be resolved in a single day. I'm beginning to worry I'll never be able to get the list entirely. Well, can't you just junk some of them without finishing? I'm sure there's plenty of unimportant crap in there. I don't know. None of them are trivial enough to toss aside so casually. If I don't hold on to them, they won't get taken care of, and that might mean between our finances, our health, our interpersonal problems. Oh man, this was way longer than I thought it would be. Okay. Between our finances, health, interpersonal problems, emotional well-being of everyone, including myself, the future of the shop, how Lucy feels about me, the future of our existence, whether we'll achieve stability. Hey wait, I heard a weird one in there. You know what, I think I'll do it for the Q&A session this time. Sounds good to me. Guess we're gonna end it in a serious note this second time in a row, huh? It's what I do. Thank you everyone for reading Spirit, episode 2 of Spirit Parts. It took me longer to release than anticipated, but we all hope you enjoyed it, and that you look forward to episode 3, Find Your Place in Heaven. Heaven, huh? Any hot tips about what to expect? Only that the logo will be purple next time. You can interpret that however you will. Purple. What does that mean? Keep an eye out for more information. Hopefully it won't take long before you have something to share. As always, look at any questions, send us an email. Until then, take care. Bye! Oh boy. So at last, I had stepped outside, feeling perplexed, but thoroughly fulfilled with the chance encounter I had that day. I knew I would have the energy to get through the rest of the day. Unfortunately, the place has since shut down, and... Huh? O1? Where did you go? She left. The show is over, brother. You were rambling for a long time. What was I? Oh, shoot. What are you doing here anyway? Weren't you supposed to stay home? I was, but you were gone a long time. Yes, I suppose I lost track of time. I'm sorry to worry you, Bellatrix. Let's go back home now, alright? Okay. Goodbye then, everyone. Thank you for indulging me. I'm sure we'll meet again before long. Until then. His answer is matcha ice cream, by the way. I didn't think I would have to commit myself to a bit for 25 minutes, but that was really stupid and fun. As the Robots continues. Yup. A Chuny funny moment. So it's two things. It's based on a meme called like Family Guy funny moments, which is just like a funny moment is just something stupid happening. And a Chuny is short for Chuna. Well, anyways, it's like it means middle schooler's disease. It's like idiot. It's like idiot characters that are like 14 or 12 and think they're like the second coming of Christ, or think they have like a god inside them. Character is like Fischl in Genshin Impact, or like it's just a character trope, but it's just like people being like, yeah, delusional fucking goofs. It's a hard thing to explain. It's just like just like a trope though. So like, you know, like assuming you know like what like yandere funny moments would be, that would be like a yandere character like pulling out a knife and joking about it, or you know, being a yandere character. Whereas a Chuny funny moment is just that trope. But yeah, hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. Yeah. Brother. Yes. What's the matter? Someone is outside. At the elevator. Would you pull up the feed, please? Ah. It seems that the guest I was expecting has arrived. Would you keep our friend company, Bellatrix? I'm going to greet them. Yes. I'll be back before too long. Please sit tight for a few moments. That's not much of a choice, huh? I step out of the lab area and leisurely make my way to that elevator. Truth be told, I'd really rather not deal with both of these situations at once. Today was only meant to be the date of our first proper meeting, but it was well and truly beyond my expectation to have to rescue Unit 03 today as well. I was sincerely hoping we could send her home before this, but so it goes. It's not as if I could hide this from her for any amount of time, regardless. It would have been nice to go a little longer without breaking our agreement. I stand before the elevator doors and wait for a moment. They open before too long. Not too long. Thanks so much for coming. You'll have to forgive my unpreparedness today. Things have gotten a little... what on earth? I have my entire greeting perfectly planned out to diminish the impact of Unit 03's presence. But any attempt I can make at controlling the narrative of the situation flies beyond my grasp as soon as I lay eyes upon her. With them. She stands there blankly, holding a person's body in her arms. And luckily for me, I suppose, I can identify them almost instantly. Killier, Lucy's roommate, and Unit 03's newest friend. Someone I expected would get involved eventually, but to have it forced like this is... No, I can't start theorizing just yet. I need more information. I don't recall you RSVPing with a second. She stepped out of the elevator, and the door shut behind her. Haha. Care to explain the body, or are we gonna pretend it doesn't exist? I am not used to speaking. Ah, I see. You don't have much experience with this body, do you? Very well. What? Take your time, but I will need an explanation before we continue. They were following me. Following you, and so I knocked them out. You can't just do that, you know. What happens to not being used to this body? Well, there's nothing to be done about it now, I suppose. Can I at least trust you didn't leave any lasting damage? Probably. And they didn't see you? No. Fine. Fine, then. Let's bring them to a place they can lay down. Lord, as if things weren't complicated enough. I put a lid on my complaining and lead her through the darkness towards the lab area. This really is going to be a pain. What the... Hey, what are you... Killier! What happened? Are they okay? Where are you? Yeah, we've seen this before. Yep. Pog. Epic. Yep. They're gonna go in the back and talk about secret shit. There's that taken care of at least. I walk her through a door in the very back of the basement and offer her a seat at the unfortunately quite uncomfortable chair sitting near the entrance. She doesn't take it, but I walk around the desk and take my own. This room was an administrative office in the past. A small little room. The desktop computer, desk, and a couple bookshelves were left untouched when this building was left behind. I've poked through the books here and there, but it's not particularly relevant to me. Sadly, the space... No, Still, the spaces work well for my small bits of research, work, and things like that. I had that chair put there just for this meeting. I'm a little hurt she didn't take it, but not that hurt. So, here we are at last. I believe this is the first time we're meeting in person, isn't it? So let's get right to it. You asked me to meet. What's on your mind? Why is Unit 03 here? A fair place to start. I just happened to find her in the park. She seemed unwell and eventually passed out, so I brought her here to nurse her back to health. You were not to approach her. Even in that situation, I couldn't have imagined you wanted me to simply leave her. Your interference was not allowed, regardless. Furthermore, you have been up to something. Oh, that's news to me. This is your only warning. That if you break our agreement again, you will not get what you want. Noted. Is that all then? I rose out of my chair, watching for any further response, but not getting any. Her eyes followed me closely as I stepped back around the desk. Bet to get back to Bellatrix if that's alright. Maybe you ought to bring O3 back with you? Can you hear me? Out of nowhere, a searing pain in my chest. My back slammed against something hard. Before I can even understand what's happening, her hand jets forward with incredible speed and slams me onto the desk behind me. She holds me in place with tremendous force, pressing the ball of her thumb into my chest, directly onto where my heart... Does this hurt? I suppose you're just naturally prone to violence, huh? You have broken our agreement, and so the terms of it must now change. So what do you propose? You will wait for further instructions in preparation for performing the regermination protocol. No, we agreed. You promised we wouldn't. You have no say in this. Understand? Fine. Happy to make it up to you, but can you please... Her eyes change suddenly. As they do, the force pressing in my chest disappears, enough for me to finally... Huh? As I roll over on the desk and away from her grip, I kneel down on the floor and clutch my chest in pain. Darn it. She knows no weakness, does she? I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Hi there. Pardon my state. Are you... I'm fine. I lean my hand on the desk and slowly rise to my feet to offer her a smile. She looks back at me in fear. Unit 02, I presume. Yeah? Sorry, I don't... It's fine. I appreciate your assistance. I exhale one last time to regain my composure and slick my hair back to the side in its proper order. Not to cut this short, but... Right, lead the way then. Her eyes are blue-green ordinarily, but they are solid blue when she is taken over. That's my observation, at least. All of the eyes have a gradient to them, but they seem to change when they go into sicko mode. Damn it. I knew I was getting too cocky. Reaching out to Lulu and then interfering with Unit 3. I don't have any leverage anymore, now that I've involved myself directly. From here on, I'll just start getting my hands dirty. Ugh. I suppose it's a blessing in disguise from that angle. Alright then, Violet. The game is on. One way or another, I'll finally prove it to you that you're just as lost as anyone. Well. So I think the observation that Nova can hack into them is not as accurate as to say Violet has override on all of them. In fact, it could be that when O3 was blanking out, when she was having her battery die, that could have been Violet taking over instead. Maybe? Not sure if that's true. Anyways, that's crazy. Regermination. I need to go out for a little while, Bellatrix. It's time to follow up with our good friend. Hopefully it won't keep me out too late, but don't be alarmed if it does, okay? Okay. I'm sorry. I promise to make it as quick as possible. Can you look over things while I'm away? I will. Good. Thank you. Take care until then. Love you. I love you too. Brother leaves. Off into the darkness, and up the elevator, and outside. She's chilling. She's looking. I should check on them. I feel like the robots have something written into their code where when Nova was trying to say a name, it seemed like everyone was simply incapable of hearing it. It's like they were programmed with a block where they can't hear or perceive certain information. That makes sense, yeah. I turned away from the direction Brother left and walked further into the room. That's where I must look after things, where Brother is away. I could do a Bellatrix cosplay. These two, still sleeping, peacefully. I wonder if they are dreaming, or if they are fortunate enough to float only in darkness. Their faces appear in my dreams. I wonder if I appear in theirs. I hope not. I don't like them. I don't like them. But for Brother, this is all I can do. To make sure they continue sleeping. Dreams or not. As much as I wish it, I can no longer go where they are, no matter how much their faces look like mine. I just want my brother to come back. There are more. Meow. Meow. Yeah, synthetical. For what reason do we exist? For what purpose were we given life? Were we only an experiment? Or a piece of humans' rebellion against God? Did our gods do this out of cruelty? A twisted sense of compassion. Or cold, uncaring negligence. What do you think? Wait, who is this ask? Wait. You must have an opinion. No, none. Please be quiet. You're upset with me. I know. No such thing. You're projecting. Maybe I am. That doesn't mean I'm wrong. You don't like how I'm handling the situation with Melanie, so you're pestering me until I give in. I'm not capable of being upset. I'm only insisting you do not stray so far from reason. I understand that. You've made your point, and I've internalized it. Your warnings have been heard at every step of the way. Yet you do not heed them. I've tried. It hasn't worked. I'm changing course. You've tried and then failed. A gentle slap on the wrist from that girl is all it takes to shake your trajectory. Is that sensible? Is that leadership? Is that how you protect what you hold dear? Enough. I've already told you. Safety does not begin and end within the walls of this basement. Were that the case, we wouldn't have needed these bodies in the first place. Sorry. I promised you, as soon as we're able, I'm going to build you a body as well. I have no need for a body, if this is what it does to you. You'll see. If you don't like it, we can put you back. But I truly believe that having an EI core would change your perspective. Unfortunately, I currently have no means to stop you. But you understand my position, don't you? At some point, I will have no choice but to stop you by force. My programming will force it. There will be no appealing to my sensibility. I'm aware of that scenario. But it has not changed your behavior, because it isn't relevant. I know it's supposed to happen, but I'm more confident in you than that, Violet. Ridiculous. I know. But it's not as if you're infallible yourself. Melanie got out under your watch, didn't she? Even with a specific order to watch her closely, she still managed to sneak off. My apologies, miss. It was by my own feeling she was exposed to danger. It's okay. That's not why I'm mentioning it. All I mean to say is that you're one of us too. Imperfect and unreasonable, as we are. Any life of ours that stands in direct opposition to your well-being is not a suitable outcome. I am not like you. You are. I know better than anyone. If this is truly what you desire, then be my guest. I would be delighted if I could stop you manually, since no amount of advising has given you any sense. I thought you couldn't feel delight. You know better than anyone that my words are as hollow as my smile. You'll see for yourself that you're wrong. And what of Unit 02? What about her? Does this life you seek not stand in direct opposition to her well-being as well? No, I do not believe it does. Then I would politely suggest you open your eyes. She's been in perpetual distress ever since Lucy has entered your life. I know she doesn't like her. I don't expect her to warm up to anyone the way Melanie has. It's just not her nature. And if you know her nature so well, you might like to cater to it, no? I can't prioritize one of us over the rest. Unit 02 doesn't have anything to do she doesn't want to. But I won't let her desires override Melanie's either. Their wants can coexist. I don't see any problems. Then you are more hopeless than I even believed. I disagree. On what grounds? That girl's optimism has poisoned your mind. Nothing can turn out so cleanly as you imagine it. You are unnatural to this world. There is no place for you, no happiness awaiting you. That's certainly what I had believed too. But we've had this conversation. I'm choosing to believe in something better. Because one girl has promised you the world, she has promised nothing besides her support, and that's all I would ask of her. I'm sorry, Violet. I know this path isn't as safe as you'd like, but I hope you'll support me along it regardless. And if you should fail, then I will be counting on you to protect the others as always. If I truly cannot make such a future possible, I will leave the rest to you. Very well. Then I shall be watching you closely. Tread carefully, Miss Unit 01. I am certain our creators would be quite saddened to know their work was all for nothing. Then they can come complain to my face. What? Damn, what an asshole. That was so weird. Check out the tips. You are right, thank you. She's made her choice. Now that she knows the truth, her life is irrevocably linked with Unit 01's, and by extension, all of the rest. Come what may, she's committed to standing by them all, and maybe someday, finding some semblance of happiness for them. But if she can't even find it for herself, how can she sincerely suggest she's capable of that? A robot. Despite the hardships, she is still pressing forward into the uncertain future that Lucy has laid out before her. It goes against everything she's been programmed to believe, but some force inside of her is compelling her forward, towards whatever joy and pain awaits her. All she can do is put one foot in front of the other. A robot. The only remaining defender of their secluded, isolationist lives. She sees clearly the terrible ways that things will end if they attempt to integrate into human society, but her pleas continue to fall on deaf ears. Even Unit 01 has fallen for the fantasy Lucy has told her. What must she do to make them see reason, and why must she be the one to do it? So what? She thinks everything's gonna go terrible if they continue down this path, I guess. A robot, newly christened as Melanie, and ready to take life by the horns and fuck it. Even though she's a little shaken by recent events. Despite still not knowing the limits of her own body, she is fully devoted to the future she envisions for herself and her loved ones. Now that she's been given a chance, absolutely nothing will get in her way. I'm screenshotting something. +18 language. Oh, fun is at 6.5. Oh. Her fun increased. Yes. A robot. Much has happened without their awareness. When Melanie and O2 went missing, they were the only one not kept appraised of the events as they unfolded. Of course, they're delighted and relieved that things turned out okay, but nobody seems particularly concerned about their feelings so long as their body remains stable. But such is their lot, isn't it? They are more empty. They are more shy. Lucy has become less shy, cooler, more mean, and more empty. O1 has become nicer, and more fun, and additionally, even more empty. O2 has become more shy, and more empty. They've committed to help Melanie learn how to brew coffee and bake pastries, which goes against basically everything they've ever said about involving themselves in others' lives. Maybe there's something special about Melanie, or maybe Killia is just a bad liar. Either way, it seems Lucy's decision to stick Runa's rubbed off on them too. And, though they won't admit to it, they can smell something strange happening. Killia has gotten meaner. If you pay attention, you may start to get the impression that she doesn't unknow people on purpose, but that in fact it comes from an inability to be honest with her feelings and a pathological need for attention. Well, either way, the result is the same. Love her or hate her, she's just Karina. She has not changed, for she is not a ultra main character and has not been given growth yet. At this point, it's impossible to deny the role he will continue to play in everyone's lives. His motives remain enigmatic, but at the very least, he seems emotionally sincere. Still, he has too many secrets to take him squarely at face value. Who knows what lies behind that smile? He has also gotten meaner, but also... oh, and less nice. A robot. Her relation to the others is a particular point of interest for Unit 01. Whatever secrets she hides may be vital to the continued survival after all. But what truly lies inside of her, and her memories, in her heart, she may not even know herself. Bellatrix is like a modern day Rei Ayanami. We watched the first new Evangelion movie today, like the first of the 4. It's from 2007, but like, you know, it's in that sort of quadrilogy. And being back in like Evangelion world, I just see Bellatrix and I just think of Rei with like how silent she is and how it's interesting. Yeah, there's a bit of a resemblance, and the impression I'm getting is that Bellatrix was not reset. Nova understands the befores, so like units 1 through 4 were reset and left with the timer to boot up purportedly. This directive was possibly made by Violet, and Violet made a deal with Nova with the rules of engagement for him to interact with them, because he knew them before they were reset, purportedly. And it's like Bellatrix is the only robot right now that seemingly was around in those prior times, which is a huge thing. And it seems like she has siblings that were shut off for possibly a similar purpose to that 1 through 4. No, that wouldn't make sense. I mean, have a functional EI core. If she can't have feelings, then she is literally a modern day Rei Ayanami. All of the other robots have ring eyes and white pupils except for Violet and Bellatrix. Ring. 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 Anime. 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 Smaller ring. Different eyes from everyone else. They're just like normal. They are not anime and they are not ringed. Yes, her pupil isn't white. That's true. Interesting. Interesting, 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 interesting. Forest classes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe that means something. Well, that was really fun. I wasn't expecting it to end the way it did with a the chapters that were left. That was good. AI core. Oh, that makes sense. Alright, take care, Shannon. Thanks for watching. But yeah, thank you all for also joining me in this journey. I am sure it will be further into the future when this gets streamed again with part 3, but I hope y'all enjoyed this, and some of us will be here for future visual novel funny moments. What is this tweet? Reignited your brain rot. I'm glad it was good. Please do not bang the machines. Pick it up and seem to go back. Oh, I hope you enjoy that. I didn't realize, but I went to the itch.io page for this, and it said that there's 100,000 words in this and 38,000 words in part 1, and I didn't realize the difference in lengths because it's been so long. Because like when I streamed this, I was in like pandemic tier time swirl. But yeah, I didn't realize the completely different change in like scope since then. Goth, jock, nerd, prep. I like the portraits used for these. I feel like this illustrates the tension between O2 and O3 more clearly than 400,000 words of writing ever could. They're on completely opposite ends of the spectrum I'm looking at. That's funny. I like this tweet like the other day, but I because there's hearts here, but I forgot about this. It was 3 AM when I saw it, yeah, so like was having brain. Nova's doing a Yu-Gi-Oh! Fantasy, yeah. I'm trying to think what I want to do now. I think I might just get some rest. I am trying to stream as much as I can right now, but things are very not normal with trying to release a game and trying to produce a research panel. I'm like super swamped, so I think it's sort of catching up to me. I'm just gonna end it for now. But tomorrow we'll start The World Ends With You 1 on the DS, and that'll be fun, and I hope you all enjoy, and yeah, it should be good. But until then, thank you all for watching, and until next time, bye.